Now in this video, I'm going to show you a really cool way to naturally compress the ball with a ball visual like this, with a nail in it and hammering that nail into the ball. If we try to do this with our golf club, we are naturally going to start to compress the ball and move the body how we need to compress that golf ball. So I'm Jonathan Chown with JChownGolf. Let's dive right into it. Now, like we said in the intro, we can naturally compress the golf ball with a very cool visual of hammering a nail into the golf ball with the golf club. So let's take our minds away from the golf swing and let's grab this hammer and this ball with a nail in it. So most of you out there, I suppose pretty much all of you, have hammered something into a wall before. And when you're doing it, are you thinking about your technique of your hammer hit? No, you're not, are you? You're just doing it and hammering that nail into the wall, in this case, the golf ball. You get a nice rhythm of it and you can feel, just like I didn't then, you can feel when you've hit that nail quite nice and crisply, kind of like a golf shot, eh? But when you start to think quite consciously about it, I'm not going to do it too much here because I'm going to hit my hand, but you're going to miss that nail. You might hit the nail funny, the nail might bend. So for me doing this, I might hit my hand, which I don't want to do. So for us there, it's quite a natural movement to this. But if we try to feel the same visual of nailing, like with this golf ball, a nail into a golf ball, and I know fully well that this is a screw, but we can imagine this is a nail, we're going to get some pretty cool things start to happen with us. So let's explain what's going to start to happen when we try to hammer a nail into a golf ball with a golf club. So hammering a nail nicely into a golf ball like this, what we're going to have to do to be able to do that and hit that nail crisply. And we saw what I did there. Look how that club has to move in to the golf ball to be able to do that. Look at the shaft lean. If we were hitting that nail poorly, bending that nail, what we'd be doing would be adding loft, having a glancing blow on that nail. It's not going to be very good for us. So something as simple as a visual like that, you're going to see from this camera here. You're going to see how if I'm having this ball and I'm angling it slightly where that nail, again, we know it's a screw, but we imagine it's a nail, is slightly angled upwards. That's going to encourage as my club is moving into it. If I want to hit that nail crisply, I'm going to have shaft lean. I'm going to have to hit slightly down on it as well to do that. Then that's going to be more compression. But the body's going to figure out, just like when you're hammering the nail, what it's got to do to be able to do that successfully. Golf swing, we know it's a pivot orientated move. So you're going to start moving in your pivot very nicely. To get that club descending down, hitting that nail crisply, it's going to have to shift onto its left side and you're going to have to rotate through that golf ball to be able to get those hands ahead to be able to do this successfully. So that is a very simple feel there. Hammering that nail into the golf ball, hammering it through. It's going to get you into all these cool little positions really naturally. We know this is complicated, this movement, the dynamic movement of the body going through the golf ball to compress it. But why not have a little cool visual like this to help you along the way? So if we feel that with iron, for sure, imagine that nail, it's coming out of the golf ball, upward angle like this, slightly upwards, hammering it in. That's going to create this looking impact, hammering it in. So let's hit a ball, hammer that nail into that golf ball. We're going to compress that ball really nicely. So I know how a lot of you think out there when we're talking about a video, especially if I've got an iron out doing something. You think, well, what about driver? Can I do it with driver? Yes, absolutely can. But you're not having the ball angled with that nail angled upwards. You're having it angled slightly down. You still getting that nail driving into it. It's still going to have a little bit of lean with driver, but you're going to be hitting on the up as well. So that is going to create some very, very good things. That's going to help you launch it with low spin. So high launch, low spin. We know that saying, don't we? So let's get this on the tee, slightly angled down with that nail. So if I want to hit this nail and I want to get this nail in there crisply, I can. I need to hit up. But I also need to have that good dynamic body movement, which will happen naturally, just like your wrist movement is when you're hammering in a nail. And then boom, we're going to get in this nice position. And you know, you could think of a few other things as well here. If you're working on your path, you could have this nail at a slight angle. work. If you're a slice of the golf ball, you want to hit it a little bit more from in to out. Yes, for sure. You could have that nail obviously slightly angled down, but going a little bit in towards here. Hammer that nail in, going through it, boom. You're going to be then hitting up, compressing it a little bit, and you're going to be swinging on the path you want. And obviously the opposite, if you're a hooker of the golf ball. So let's grab a ball here. Let's grab a rock solid top flight. It's going to be loud. And let's still imagine that I am hammering that nail that's slightly angled down, and to hammer that I've got to hit up and I've got to move my body in a nice rotational manner to get the shaft lean. So let's imagine it. So like we said there, really cool and simple visual to be able to do something that's actually quite complicated. Lots of other sports out there, we do things in this similar way, in a very simplistic way of using your visualization to your advantage. Visualizing something else that can be applicable to the move you're trying to do in whatever sport it is. In golf, again, like we know, golf is very stubborn, very reluctant to really take home things that other sports do quite successfully, and using this kind of nice visualization is going to help. Of course, if you want to ruin a golf ball, an old golf ball, go right ahead. This will help even more to create that picture in your mind. Then you're going to start compressing the golf ball without really trying too hard. So if you enjoyed this video, of course, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So hammer that nail into the golf ball and you're going to be compressing that ball.